Are you wondering why your problems still persistent? That is because you have not met the true and right spiritual man of God. Enough is enough. You have tried the rest. Now come to the one in Christ ministry and have an encounter with Bishop Nana Obiri Yeboah, and all your spiritual solutions and problems that you have been looking for all these years will be given to you. Contact One in Christ Ministry on 02452 00008 and feel the spiritual side of life.
When you can hear Jay, a word dan yimui, a dine esum ashemuma, and I dream munina. Wakania Mishrine Abra in Nunda, Nansu impofrim. Oh, in some asiati yet nasino, a tuji unim the 4 hour be to me and I say. Enunti na Onyankopon nam na kwa Bishop Nana Obiri Yeboah so atre enwoma a wato ne din say Mysteries Behind Candle Burning.
Enwoma yi upe bi ato a ubehu ye wo Sprintex Road ye ne Printex for ne di ehwani mu ana se frɛ ahomatrofo yi so 0507 287 907 ana 0593 999 567.
Hello, thank you once again. With time with Bishop Nana Obiri. As I spoke last week, from henceforth we're going to speak in English, teach in English, and then on Fridays or on Thursdays we'll bring it all in the local dialect, which is in Twi. Today we're going to talk about angels, as we spoke about last week. What I'm going to do is that we're not going to talk about last week's topic. Last week's topic is going to be tomorrow or the day after, God's willing, but we're going to talk about how to understand and how to know different types of angels and how angels work. There were some questions. That is what usually I do, and a question came and said, you know what, Bishop, do kids dream? Do babies dream? And if they dream and they have negative dreams, what can we do to help them out of it? First of all, what you must understand is that as you grow in life and as you experience life, you experience negativities, you experience things that is not really positive, and you experience positive things. Babies usually have not gone through those particular type of negativeness, so they don't really understand. So sometimes they might have all these dreams and will not even understand at all. But what you must understand is that babies even have more dreams than you adults, because the moment anyone sleeps and go through what you call a dreaming mode, there will be dreams. So God has done His own thing, and I think we will leave it there as it is for now. And I believe that babies are safe. Now, another question came and says, does a dream have only one interpretation? It depends. Dreams don't have only one interpretation. Dreams have many interpretations depending on what type of dream it is. But some dreams have only one interpretation. So, that is as much as I can answer for that question. And it says, which angel can help me not to have nightmares? All angels can help. But you see, usually it depends on the individual person, and also it depends on where they come from, what is fighting them, that is if something is fighting them and things like that. So it depends. Okay, and then from then on, then we're going to move to today's topic. I've named this question of this topic today, do you understand? Do you understand your spiritual life? Do you understand what is happening around you? No, when you look in the King James Bible, you know, there is a very important verse that it says, and the important verse that it says is that there was a time that certain group of people, they called them magics or wise men at that time. These wise men saw a star, and now they followed that particular star. That star told them and showed them where to go, and they moved and they followed it, and the star took them into a particular place. And you know, based on what they saw, the world has been a changed place up to today. What I'm talking about a changed place is that based on the star that they saw, they were able to warn the child Christ that Herod or the king was after his life, and therefore the king was going to take his life. So they were supposed to take the child somewhere else, out of that particular country, to Egypt, and stay there till they will be told when to come back. And that is why Christianity is happening today. Now, the preaching and the teaching that I do is across board. It's the preaching for human beings, not I'm a Christian, I'm a pastor, I'm a bishop. But what I also want to tell you is that the other people, the other brothers and sisters who also have their own religions and beliefs, that does not make them our enemies or make them unfriendly to us. We are all the same people. It's just that we have different beliefs and different understanding. So whatever I'm preaching goes across board and it works for everybody. Okay? So now, what happened is that these people who were then called the Magi's, when you look at Matthew 2 verse 2, it says something. It says, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews?" That is what they said. "For we have seen his star in the east, and to come to worship, and we have come to worship him." That's what they said. Now, before that, when you look at Matthew 2 verse 1, it says, "After Jesus was born in Bethlehem, in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem." Now, the reason why I'm reading this verse is that the teaching I'm going to teach you today, or discuss with you today, has something to do with this. They said the Magi's, and the question is that who were the Magi's? Who were the Magi's? The Magi's were, or the word Magi meant or means astrologers. It means wise men. So those days, wise men were astrologers because they could be able to read the stars or be able to tell you what was coming based on what they found. Their findings in the stars. So they had something that they called the zodiacal signs. So they were able to read these stars, and they were able to identify that the king was born because they saw his star and followed that star to a particular place that the king was born. And through that, they were able to give him gifts, but then warn him against what was coming up. So therefore, through their warning, that Christ was saved, and Christianity as we see it today is here for you and I. Now, the question is that, do you understand? You know, what we say do you understand is that there's so much going on, and especially our Christians are fighting among themselves. People are fighting against each other because we simply don't understand, and we find ways to criticize others. Let me tell you, the moment you find ways to criticize your brother and sister, you can never go anywhere in life. You cannot go ahead. What we must do is to come together and make sure that we go on a path to reach our destination. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, wherever you religion that you believe, it is up to you. But you believe in God. And one thing is that I, as a Christian, I believe that my Christianity is the way and the light. But other people have their own beliefs. But I pray that one day they will understand me, or I will understand them. But the most important is that we should not and we cannot fight. Because people who fight cannot reach their destination. So today I'm going to talk to you about altitudes, about angels that are called angels of altitude or chorus. The other day I spoke to you about angels, but I'm going to go to further details because this week is all going to be mostly about angels. Now, there are angels that we call chorus. These angels are in charge of particular times of the month. So let's say there's a particular chorus of let's say we have 4 chorus. So there's a first chorus, there's a second and third and fourth chorus. Now each chorus consists of 5 different angels. These angels are in charge and they make sure that things are happening and the Lord's work is, or the Lord's creation is being put in place and things are happening. So now I'm going to talk to you first about the first chorus. Now the first chorus is what we call Cora Orantis. Cora Orantis. Now Cora Orantis is also maybe called the East Cora, but let's use the Cora Orantis as for now. And what those angels do is that they make everything fruitful and also they make things grow. So they help everything to, in the sense from animals to what do you call it, vegetations, everything that God has created, they make it fruitful, they make it grow. Because you see, God created this world, but what he did is that he put angels in charge so that they make sure that even though you're a farmer, you think that you are cultivating your farm, there's an angel who is making things happen. But then based on your hard work, things will happen for you. You understand? So suddenly something happens, you have a what do you call it, a fertile land and grass grows. How does it grow? What do you call it? Scientifically, there will be explanations, but in reality, there's something behind all this. And these are the angels that make sure that all these things happen. So the first angel, that is the first chorus of angels, that's what they do. And they also make barren women fruitful. So if you're a woman or if you're a man with a childbirth problem, these angels can make things happen for you that you're going to be a very happy person. They also make things very fruitful in your business, in your everyday life, whatever that you need to make sure that things are happening positively in your life, they will help you so that these things happen. And these are the names of the angels. If you can write them down, please. The first angel, these are 5, there are 5 angels. The first altitude, the angels within the first altitude are 5, and these are their names. It's Alimiel. Alimiel is Alimiel. 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 And then the second one is Holy Angel Gabriel. Most of you know Holy Angel Gabriel. That's Gabriel. Now, after that, there is Holy Angel Barachiel. Barachiel is Borachiel. Borachiel. And then after that, there's Holy Angel Lebes. Lebes. Then after that, there's Holy Angel Helison. Helison is Hellison. And these are the 4 angels of the first chorus. Sorry, the 5 angels of the first chorus. The first chorus is usually within 3 months because these angels there are 4 choruses. Now every chorus divides it into within 3 months. So the first is 3 months within the year. So 3 months, making 12 months. So the first chorus are the names that I've just mentioned right now. Now, to be able to get help from these holy angels or to communicate so that you can feel that their presence, there will come a time, because there's a book that I'm writing, and there will come a time that you'll be able, possibly even have a presence, that is having a presence of communication. But for now, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is for you to receive answers to your prayers. Most people are religious people, they are Christians, but they are not seeing answers to your prayers, and they complain. People are committing suicide. I remember there was once I was in London, and somebody, a father came to me and was telling me how the son committed suicide, and he was a choir leader and things like that. We don't want that anymore, because sometimes people feel that they are frustrated. We don't want that. things are going to change in your life. Things are going to change in our lives. These things are things that the Lord has given it to us freely, but it has been hidden by a few people who don't want you to understand what God has given you. And I pray that we can understand and we can have answers to our prayers, and based on what God has given us, we can get results. You see, what is happening is that because of that, some certain people have found a way to criticize, to let you know that certain things are wrong. So if you are a believer, you realize or you think that, if I'm going to talk, if I'm going to do what I'm being told, it is wrong. But you're suffering. But at the end of the day, God has not made you suffer, because God has given you everything. And if God has given you everything and you are not willing to know the keys or the ways to receive what God has given you, sometimes you will not understand and you have problems. So we've talked about the first Korah. Now, the color, because most of these angelic beings come with colors. Okay? The color for this particular angel is lily white. Now, when we say lily white, most of you can Google it and you'll see what I mean by lily white. Okay? So that is the color that they come, or usually when you're doing your prayers, that's the color you should wear. The environment, try and make it in the same color. And I can tell you, you'll be very surprised and you will receive answers that you'll be very surprised. Now, every Korah or attitude have something that we call they come according to the sign of the zodiac. Okay, that is why I spoke to you about the wise men, because the wise men used the sign of the zodiac to be able to detect or to see the stars, and they could read the stars. So based on reading the stars, they were able to identify and to answer questions, and that's why they were called wise men. It's difficult to see wise men these days, because some people are called scientists, because they understand based on their own education. It is very true and it is perfect. They are scientists, but they were also wise men then and those times who were using the stars to be able to calculate things for you. A scientist can tell you about the weather that's coming tomorrow, but cannot tell you about who is going to be born tomorrow. And that's the difference. So the wise men were able to read based on their understanding, to be able to tell you or to be able to identify the boy Christ. It's the same thing that I'm talking about right now. So if you're able to read the signs of the times, you'll be able to understand how things can be done. Okay? Now, if you want to, let's say for example, you want to pray so that the Lord works through the first Korah, this is what you're supposed to do. You can't just go and say that first Korah of this name and that name, this is what I want you to do. It will not happen. Okay? Now, you have to understand how it works. So the first Korah, anytime that you are dealing with the Korah, it must be on a Sunday. And the time that you must deal, it's going to be Sunday at 1 o'clock. That is the day and time of the sun, which is Sunday, or it's called Die Solis. Now, Sunday at 1 o'clock, that's when you have to start your prayers and your communication. Now, for example, if you want to deal with the first two chorus of the first two angels of the first Korah, that's what you call Alimia and Gabriel. What you have to do is that first Sunday in March, that is when the sun has moved. If you listen to me very carefully, has moved and entered Aries. If most of you who have listened to me have been talking about the signs of the zodiac, when the sun has moved into Aries, that is March 21st to April 20th. The Sundays within this time is the time that you can do or communicate with these particular angels. That is when the sun has moved in Aries. That is March 21st to April 20th. That is when you can communicate with these holy angels and then pray and request, wearing yourself the right attire as I've told you, the colors after I've told you, and then request. And then I can assure you that things will happen. Because you see, you have to understand the signs of the times. So at this moment, you have to know the angel you're communicating with. You have to know the time that you're communicating with those angels, because the wise men were able to see the signs of the time when they realized the stars of Christ. So if you know the signs of the time, it's the same zodiacal signs, you'll be able to communicate. So I'm giving you a straight as time so that you will understand. Now if you want to communicate with because there were 5, if you remember I mentioned 5 names. Now if you want to communicate with the 3rd and 4th of the 5 who are part of the first Korah, then and their name is Barashel and Lebes. Then you have to choose 21st of April, the Sundays in the 21st of April to May 20th, 21st of April to May 21st. That is when you can communicate with these particular angels. And that time, what you have to do is that it has to be on a Sunday at 1 p.m. And any time after that, you will lose it. Sorry, it's not going to work. Let me use that word. Now, after that, when you want to do a communication again, that is the same first Korah. It's the last of the first. That is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now it's the last of the 5 angels. That's going to be Helison. Helison is going to be May 22nd to June 21st. That is when you can do a communication. Now, the second Korah to do communication with them is going to be, first of all, their names is Afariza. Afariza is Alphariza. Alphariza. Then the second angel is Genon. Genon is Genon. Then after that, the next angel is Geron. That's Geron. Geron. Then after that, the next angel is Ammon. That's Aromon. Aromon. Then after that, we have Gerenon. Gerenon is Greinon. Greinon. Now, these are the angels that also comes in the first Korah. Which also comes, and you have to know how to communicate with them. Now, what you have to do is that the color for this particular second Korah angels is red rose. Most of you know red rose. Rose flower, the red one, that's red rose. You must understand that rose flower has maroon, they have these red colors, but we're talking about the red rose color, and that's what your attire must be in. They will give you everything positive, provided it's positive, nothing negative. Anything that is against God, they will not do for you. So anything that is positive, but then the difference between these ones is that anything also that somebody has done to you that was negative, they will turn it back to those person. The first ones will not do that. You understand? So they will do everything positive for you, but provided it is not against God's words, God's ways. Now, one thing that you must understand, the time that you can get response is different. You cannot just get up and get response. So when it comes to Afariza, that is Alpharize, and Genon, the days to communicate is 22nd June to 22nd of July on a Sunday at 1 p.m. When I say the day to communicate, that's when you have to put on the right color and then pray. Request. Now, as I was talking about, the incense for this angel is called mastic. So what you have to do is that you get mastic, you get a charcoal, and then as you pray, you put a few drops of mastic and it fumes and you pray. And I can assure you, you get answers that you'll be very surprised. Then after that, the next angel is called Genon. That these are the same angels within the same Korah. Genon and Geron. Genon and Geron is July 23rd and August 23rd. between July 23rd and August 23rd, you can call these angels, or you can pray the Lord to help these angels to come to you and help you. Then after that, you have a Geron. Geron is, sorry, the Geron is G-E-N-O-N. G-E-N-O-N, and the Geron is G-R-O-N. Then after that, you got the Geronian. The Geronian is G-R-E-I-N-O-N. G-R-E-I-N-O-N. And that one can be done in August 24th to September 23rd. August 24th to September 23rd. Genon and Geron can be done in July 23rd to August 23rd. July 23rd to August 23rd. Then after that, you come to the third Korah. You come to the third Korah, because these Korahs have been divided within the 12 months. The third Korah is what you call Eliphamesia. Eliphamesia is E-L-I-P-H-A-M-A-S-A-I. E-L-I-P-H-A-M-A-S-I. These are also angels who are in charge of the third Korah. Now, after that, you come to Gelemiros. Gelemiros is spelled G-E-L-O-M-I-R-O-S. G-E-L-O-M-I-R-E-S. Gelemiros. Now, after that, you come to Gedebonai. Gedebonai is spelled G-E-D-O-B-O-N-A-I. G-E-D-O-B-O-N-A-I. And then after that, you come to Seranana. Seranana is spelled S-E-R-A-N-A-N-A. S-E-R-A-N-A-N-A. Now, after that, the last one for the third Korah is called Elumnia. Elumnia is E-L-O-M-N-I-A. E-L-O-M-N-I-A. Elumnia. Now, the color for this particular Korah is green. Green with silver particles, or silvery, marks within the green. And they also give you positive requests, and anything to do with the law that you have an issue, you have a court case, and you have anything that you pray that it grows, anything at all, they will help you. Now, the process is the same as we spoke about, and the first two, that is Eliphamas, Messiah. You know, even me, sometimes I get a bit confused with the name. But Eliphamas and then Gelomerias is September 23rd to October 22nd. September 23rd to October 22nd. And these are supposed to be on Sundays and 1 p.m. Sorry, 1 p.m. in the afternoon going. That's the time that you call Die Solis. Then the next one is Gedobonai. Gedobonai and Saranana are October 23rd to November 21st. October 23rd to November 21st. And Elominia is November 22nd to December 21st. These are the times that you have to do the communication or try to make your request. Make sure that you are in the right material outfit as I've told you. It's very necessary. Now, fourth Korah, which is the last of the four Korahs. The name of the angel is Barishel. Barishel is B-A-R-C-H-I-E-L. B-A-R-C-H-I-E-L. And then after that is Gediel. Gediel is G-E-D-I-E-L. G-E-D-I-E-L. Then after that is you have another Gabriel. Gabriel is G-A-B-I-E-L. G-A-B-I-E-L. Then after that you have Deliel. Deliel is D-E-L-I-E-L. 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 Then after that you have Captiel. That's C-A-P-T-I-E-L. C-A-P-T-I-E-L. And the color that you have to wear is black with green, maybe dark green, scarf at your shoulders or at your belt. Now, one thing that I'm going to talk about today is that your mindset has been created so much that anything black is evil. You understand? It is unfortunate because then you yourself will be called a black man. And you see, the sad thing is that the people who believe and understand or take these things into heart are the black people. So somebody has told you that everything black is evil, therefore you believe that. So even within your own self, if you wear something black, it is for funerals. Black is for negativity. Let me tell you, angels can come in black. So black is not evil. Black is actually beautiful. Every color is beautiful. So please, let us understand the way things work. Now, these angels will help you in everything as the ones before, and also anything positive. Now, these angels, the names, it's number one, Barachel. Barachel is Barchiel. Barchiel. Gediel. Gediel is Gediel. Gediel. And Gabriel. Gabriel is Gabiel. Gabiel. And Deliel. Deliel is Deliel. Deliel. Then after that, the last one is Captiel. Captiel is Captiel. Captiel. Now, with the Barachel and Gediel, the time for response or communication is December 22nd to January 20th. December 22nd to January 20th. Gabriel and Daniel is January 21st to February 19th. January 21st. Sorry. Gabriel is January 21st to February 19th. And Captiel is February 20th to March 20th. January 20th to March 20th. Now, because of time, I'm just going to give you, usually, I'm going to tell you how you do pray. So what you do is that you get 4 candles, suiting the color of these particular angels. And those candles, what you do is that you put them, you don't put them on yet. When you are ready,